Hello and welcome to our update here at Revesby Estates and on the farm for what we've been up to during August. So as normal, I'll start with the weather for August. We've had 17 millimeters of rain in total, which, although it's some rain, is very little amount of rain. Normally August can be one of our wettest months because we get the thunderstorms with the torrential rains in them, but we've had no rain, so the drought sort of continues. We've had a high of 30.6 degrees, which was on the 12th of August, and the lowest temperature we had in August was 5.8 on the 21st. Our average temperature in the whole of August has been 17.1. So in this video, you're going to see us start our campaign for the 2026 harvest with us establishing some oilseed rape, and we will also see what has been, certainly for me, the very earliest finish that I've ever had to a harvest. So yes, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hello, so it's the 8th of August and I am busy sowing our oilseed rape for next harvest. So even though it's the 8th of August, we are almost through our 2025 cereal harvest, but we've got about another 5 days left to go if all goes well. So as that one draws to a close, we are already looking forward to the 2026 harvest, and we are drilling our oilseed rapeseed, and we are full of hope that we will get a better year than what we had this last harvest with what the weather's done to us, and equally the one before that. So we've been through an extremely wet year to having a drought year, and fingers crossed we're about to go into a very good year. So let's just take a look at the drill now. This Horsch avatar, it's 10 metre, see what is happening. Here we are, we've got 3 hoppers on this drill. We've got 1, 2 and 3. All of the hoppers are being used today. Inside this one, there is the oilseed rapeseed that we're putting on. Very small amount goes on, just 50 of those little seeds in a metre squared. Then in this hopper, it's hard to see, but if I zoom in past these bars, yeah, you're not going to see it, but down the bottom there is some fertiliser. So we are putting fertiliser down the spout, a starter fertiliser, to give the rape a fighting chance to get well established. Putting about 25 kilos of nitrogen plus some sulphur and then some boron as well, and a bit of phosphate just to get the rooting of the rape going. And then in this final hopper, again, you're not really going to see it down the bottom there, but we've got some buckwheat. This is what the buckwheat looks like, these little seeds. The buckwheat is there as what we call a companion crop. It's to help establish the oilseed rape. It shades it, it hides it. The theory is from the flea beetle. So the flea beetle are confused when they come in the field. They can start to eat the buckwheat and get put off and then go away. Equally, it shades the brown soil. It's also good at extracting phosphates out of the ground so it can cycle nutrition back to the rape and the frost will destroy it. So sort of November time, the buckwheat will disappear out of the rape, just leaving the rape crop to then grow, and it can then use that nutrition as that buckwheat breaks down. So here we can see the rear of the drill. Each one of these black wheels is controlling the depth of the individual coulters. These seed tubes here are delivering all the produce out to them 3 tanks, metered out, and then down to each individual coulter. So if we just take a look in here, I move this firming tongue out the way. There we go. I'll zoom in a bit. You can see the white is the fertiliser, and then the silvery blue looking dots are the rapeseed, and you won't see the buckwheat because it blends in too well with the soil, but it's just in a pile there because I've came to a stop. But it is actually, if I just flick away here, the soil, there we go, you can see a rapeseed, and then you can see the fertilizer. And again, oh, there's a little bit of buckwheat just there, and it's all in a trail just nicely just below the seed surface. And then this wheel at the back here is just pushing the soil across and filling that trench, and then hopefully we get a good well-established oilseed rape crop. And then one other item on the drill is the Grange toolbar, the yellow toolbar just here. Let's take a look. So this is for removing our wheelings. You can see there set up where the track is, slightly staggered as well, so they're not lifting in one big lump, allowing it to shatter across. Only running very shallow, just to allow a little bit of friability back in where the wheels have ran, take that little bit of compaction out. The actual drill wheels then firm it very slightly, as you can see behind here, to then give a nice soil surface for the coulters to work within. Okay, so we're travelling along nicely here. Here is my control box for the drill. See all the green lines along the bottom there? They're telling me that every single coulter has actually got seed travelling through it. If one of those goes red, it means we've got a blockage and we have to stop and clear it out. He's up top are my 3 bins. We're putting 2.4 kilos of seed on, of the rapeseed, got 130 kilos a hectare of the fertilizer product going on, and we've got 5 kilos a hectare of the buckwheat going on. Down this side here, I can just up and down my rate. If we get to a bit of land which is a bit tougher or a bit lighter, we can alter the pressure on the coulters on the back to make sure it's pushing down into the ground properly, and we can shut sections off on the drill, so we can shut bits off from drilling. So if we take a look behind, there it is running. The Grange toolbar is actually in the ground at the moment. This is one of our intermediates. The drill is just sat nicely away, planting the seed. So yeah, all set up on my control buttons on here. Hit this one once, lifts the drill out of work. The little lever on the back, I flick backwards, lifts the Grange toolbar out the way, spin round at the end, then hit one button, drill goes down into work, hit another button, the Grange toolbar comes down. So here we are just spinning round, the drill's out of work. We're going to head back down. This one's going to be on what we call a tram line, so this is where the sprayer will run and the fertilizer spreader throughout the year. So as I line up onto it, I then hit this auto button. The beep says the tractor steering system takes over and puts me on the line. I hit this down button once, and then the drill lowers down into work, and then yeah, it's already gone green, because you can see up here we're actually travelling on an undrilled bit. Where it's green means I've been, where it's black means we've got to go. So anywhere where it's black, this drill will drill. Anywhere where it's green, it will switch itself off. And that's it. Hit the button on top, just to speed us up a little bit, and we're off on another run. So it's Sunday the 17th of August, and we have entered, which is, fingers crossed, our final day of our harvest, apart from our sugar beet, but our cereal crop harvest for 2025. 2 weeks earlier than our normal finish. Could have been done earlier, but we've taken our times and not had to put a single grain through our dryer, which will save us significantly. So behind me we've got Zach here and Adrian just finishing off this our final field. So although this is our final field, it will take us a while to cut, because this is the field with our large wheat plots in it. So 16 different plots, each plot divided into 3. So we've got to harvest them and get the yield off each plot. So it will actually take us the whole day to cut this final sort of 15 hectares what we've got left. But hopefully the data we gather from it, especially in a year like this where it's been so dry, yields have been hampered, Let's just see if farm spend has brought us anything, or if certain varieties have performed better than others. And that is our combinable harvest of 2025 completed on the 17th of August. Well done to the whole team. Zach and Adrian just finishing off the final last run. And that is it, completed. I'm in one of our oilseed rape fields, which was harvested back in, I presume it was around the mid-July, and we're now towards the end of August, and we're still being affected by this drought what we're having. We're still having to battle it. We've got in this field a summer cover crop, so the idea being after the rape was harvested, we put a mix in here to get some fresh roots into the soil, to start cycling nutrition around it, and then direct drill the wheat into it. However, because we're not having any rain, not only are the volunteer rapes not growing, also our summer cover is not growing. Let's just take a look. So you'll notice there is a slight difference in coloration. There's a row there, a row there, and a row there. So we have got something growing in here. If we take a look down here, you can see, if I point out, these are the volunteer rape. These plants here are from rape seeds which have shelled out from the previous crop or been blown out through the back of the combine. So they're not what we've planted. This, however, this is buckwheat. And you can see the buckwheat here all shriveling. It's not big at all. It's actually flowering now because it's going into an emergency state. It's stressed. Its prime aim in life is to reproduce, so it's going to try and put a seed on it, and it's absolutely tiny. A little bit of linseed here, and what else have we got? Vetch, lovely vetch, good at fixing atmospheric nitrogen into the soil. Absolutely being hammered here by the pests, being eaten away. Probably a bean weevil eating on the actual leaves here. It's just not growing quick enough to put fresh growth on to grow away from this damage being caused by the pest. Here you go, here's another one. A bit of Phacelia in the bottom here, again struggling to actually do anything. So everything is here, it's been planted. There's the linseed's not doing too bad, but everything else is really struggling. So yeah, this has been in for about a month now. I would imagine now to have had a carpet of growth over here. But without the rain, it is just struggling, and it's not really going to produce anything. So yeah, money spent trying to work with nature's cycle nutrition, but nature's got other ideas, and it's just not playing ball this year. So I hope you found that informative, and we look forward to seeing you next month.